Alright, fellas, have you ever been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ or any fighting game in general, and this has happened to you? You get the hit on your opponent, right? You're like, yeah, I'm sick nasty, I'm the best. You go in, you hit a button, and then you just get DP'd or mashed on, and then you proceed to explode. Don't you hate it? Don't you hate when that happens? You're just like, damn, it's not my turn anymore. Well, I'm here to teach you how to mash like a pro and how to deal with mashers. Alright, so how do I mash, when do you mash, and how to beat mashing. Step 1, learn your safe jumps, right? Dragon Ball is very straightforward. It's dependent on your game, right? There's Street Fighter, there's Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball. Every game has a safe jump in it. You just have to find it. And luckily for you, in this game, it's as easy as backdash, up, forward, jump heavy. The whole purpose of a safe jump is if they wake up with a reversal, as you just saw, you block it. Now, if they don't wake up with anything, you get the button. Right? That's the beauty of it. It's simple, straightforward, it's universal in this game. If they decide to wake up with a button, right? Keeps your pressure going. You avoid getting blown up and then looking like a fool. And then you proceed to get a fat punish, right? Because you're like, damn, that's crazy. You did a reversal. Now it's time to take your entire health bar. You know, you do 6k damage, super, whatever. Take the character, easy clap, shake my hand. That's step 1 of how to deal with the masher, right? This is a game-to-game dependent variable, but let's say you do something like this, right? And you don't have time to do the safe jump, right? Frame 1 anti-air doesn't move, right? Well, what could I do? In this game, you can time your IED, right? A little bit of work, or you could be lazy and just call an assist on the wake up and block. Super simple, super easy to deal with the mash on wake up. Remember, this is a team-based game. This is how you deal with things. It's a little differently than a 1v1 based fighting game, right? Alright, with MK1 coming out soon, now it has assists. You don't have to worry too much about mashers on wake up. So that's another very strong option, you know, because it's terrible. Although you have to be very careful, because if you mess up and, you know, you call your assist and then you hit a button, you get happy birthday in the game. So make sure you have your stuff on point. You have it on lock, because you don't want to lose a game because you messed up your tech. The mashing doesn't only happen on wake up, right? You know, another common instance is, you know, you're making your opponent block, right? And then you stagger your string. Here's the hard part about reversals that are invincible. You kind of have to make a hard read and end your string, right? There's not really much else you could do here. When it comes to things like this, you have to make the hard read. Now, if you make the hard read, you do get rewarded like crazy, right? And then you proceed to punish him. Backdash, you know, throw a couple jabs, backdash, medium start it, right? Make your opponent explode. Ugh! Oh my god, your health bar. And he's dead, because I made a right read and you lost your character. So it's something to keep in mind as when you mash, because if your opponent does get the hard read, and if they have the resources, your character's dead. And it's very detrimental to lose a character in a team-based fighter. Adult Gohan DP would reach backdash, right? There are some exceptions to the rule, as someone in chat actually just named. Depending on the character and the move of the reversal, right? Level 3s, some DPs, you know, like Gohan, for example, can catch this backdash. So you have to change your bait depending on what it is, right? Granted, in this game, if your opponent does opt to level 3 and you're trying to bait, so let's say you try to bait a DP or something like that, if they opt to level 3, you're gonna get hit, right? Outside of some instances where you are spaced, you can reflect, right? If you do an active move and you are far enough, you could vanish and avoid it, right? But it's obviously dependent on the situation. But it's always good to mash vanish if you're gonna get punished anyways. And again, you can safe jumps level 3s as well, right? It's any mash virtually. That's the whole purpose of a safe jump. It covers all mashes, right? or most of them. Obviously, counters are a little different. You lose the counters, like Jern counter, for example. UI counter on Wake Up. Things like that. So just something to keep in mind. Remember your opponent's options, right? Like, is it a counter? Is it a DP? Is it a level 3? Right? What mash am I trying to beat here? And your answer could depend on it. It's rock, paper, scissors that's heavily skewed in your favor, especially if they don't have the resources. So catch that asshole. Don't let them mash on you. Show them that you have an answer and they can't just get away with hitting buttons. So as I said, it depends on the game, right? In this game, you have assists to back you up. Safe jumps are a thing across every fighting game. When it comes to a 1v1 game, especially games like Street Fighter right now, with that, you know what? I'll just show you. For those of you that are unaware, there's a JP running rampant in Street Fighter, right? And a lot of people hate this character because he has a reversal that beats everything but fireball. So it beats grabs, it beats active buttons, it beats level 3s, level 2s, level 1s. It beats everything, right? And his reward is crazy because it's not a typical I knock you down and that's it. This is what JP can do. He's a huge rule to the exception of what a reversal should actually do. So by one reversal, I'll stop it when it happens. So right here, it's a down input. Okay, so you can't even cross them up. It costs 2 drive bars. Okay, now his opponent went for a grab. If you go for a grab on OD Amnesia, you get punished, right? And you're probably thinking, well, how bad could it be? Well, let me show you what happens. I'll just play the clip. Incredible. This is the stuff I live for. This is what I live for.
Oh my god.
Alright, so let me just break down what he got for mashing this almost omnipotent reversal, right? It only loses the fireballs or if you wait, and it's active for like 20 frames. So what happened here? Okay, and again, all mashing and all reversals are not equal. Character basis, game basis, all that stuff. So it's a down EX move or OD. So he spends more bar, gets the juggle, right? Sets up a fuzzy setup, right? So he can either go high or low. You're guessing. As soon as he didn't parry, it's a guess. You have to guess high or low, or maybe you throw, right? Goes high, immediately hits with the pillar. Level 2s, right? The level 2 here is for the damage and also for the setup, right? Another fuzzy setup. Mans does not opt to parry on Wake Up again. Loses the game for it.
Oh my god.
One interaction, one reversal, right? And obviously depending on the game, you know, one mash. How far can your character take one mash? And again, we got one with Brian F, right? Everybody loves our white boy Brian F. Same thing. On a grab. On a grab. Ken goes for the grab. Oh, the cross up? That's cheap. Oh, the fuzzy dude.
Yes. Let's
He's
go.
so happy. There's varying degrees to how strong mashing can be and what you can do against it depending on the game you play. In this game, if you mash, right, with JP, you're rewarded heavily. You got all that, right? You could rob a round. So, back to Dragon Ball. And this is kind of just like a general rule of thumb, right? For all fighting games across the board, okay? So let's say your opponent be hitting you with the sick, nasty Mo mashing, right? So you're like, and then you get hit, right? You try to reset your pressure, right? You get hit. How do I beat this? I'm here to tell you how. So a way you can mash is you stagger, right? You delay your button. This is fighting game 101, right? Boom, your opponent explodes. You do mad damage. It's very simple, straightforward. There's not much else to this. Delay your button, right? You can do the same thing in other fighting games, you know. Street Fighter, you delay your jab. You hit him with a spacing trap. If you see I do 3 jabs, right? It pushes me out of range. Gohan can set up a spacing trap for mashers to reset and punish by ending his string at a certain point, right? And then you get the medium starter, and then your opponent explodes, right? A lot of characters can do it. You just have to figure out which one of your characters can do it. Takes a little bit of lab time, maybe like a minute or two, right? Most characters can do this again, like I said. Or you could always just stagger the pressure, right? It's not hard. It's not difficult to do at all. It just takes a little bit of time. Now, I'm going to teach you when you should mash. We talked about, well, how do I beat it? What do I do against it? What are my options, right? Safe jumps, stagger your pressure, space trap to whiff punish, things of that nature, right? You know, you could also, as I said, use your assist. Oh, that's a bad example. Use your assist, right? You want to keep it safe, you just go like this. You know, they get the hit, they trade, whatever, right? Now, when do I mash? When's my turn to mash? There's a few telltale signs of when you can mash. The easiest time to know when it's your turn to mash is when your opponent commits to a special. So if your opponent's doing this, right, they're trying to catch you mashing. As soon as they commit to any special, that's not plus. That's not plus. Remember that. You gotta remember. Sometimes you gotta know a little bit of frame data, dude. You know, you gotta do a little bit of math. Not mathematically challenged, but that's okay. All right, it'll help you. So you're blocking. You don't know when it's your turn. As soon as the tackle comes out, it's your turn, right? Because frame data, it's negative on block. He can't cancel into anything else except vanish in this game, but they're not going to. So it's -5. It's your turn to hit a button, or you can opt to run away, right? Another time of when you could try to mash is even when they have a whole team, right? And the entire team's in the back. So when your opponent has no assist, this is a prime opportunity when you could try to squeeze in a mash, right? They have no assist. You know they're either going to back off or they're going to reset their pressure, right? There's no assist. There's nobody there to help them. This is your opportunity to try to steal your turn back. Of course, you can do it when you learn your opponent's habits and things like that. But in the first to 2, first to 3 setting, you first fighting them. These are more so the better times to mash. Oh, I use my resources. Oh, I have no plus frames. Oh, I'm gonna keep my pressure going, so I'm gonna reset at some point. This is the prime opportunity of when you could mash. Now, there's some Gogeta 4 is a special rule to the exception of when to mash a reversal, just like JP, right? Every fighting game has one, by God. And I've talked about this many times with Gogeta. When it comes to Gogeta's DP, he can vanish at any point, right? So your opponent's doing the string, right? Whoops. You can opt to vanish. You can hit confirm it, right? You could delay it or not. If they try to do a safe jump on you, it's still a guess. That's heavily in your favor. All right, so typical safe jump. It's gonna work on everybody, right? Surely nobody can beat this. And then you delay the vanish, right? Or you don't delay it. Keep your opponent guessing. Heavily skewed in his favor here. If I could just get the down and put the save my life. Finally a base Q video. So again, you can delay it. RPS. Even if it's blocked, but again, it's a rule to the exception, just like JP in Street Fighter, right? His reversal rewards him with combo positioning, setups. It's absurd, but that's just fighting games. That's how it's always going to be. So let's recap real quick. When do you mash? If you're gonna choose to mash, low on resources, they have to end their string, right? Or they have to make a decision to try to reset their pressure. You know their string ended when they commit to a special or a heavy move or something with a lot of recovery, right? Things of that nature. They can also try to steal their turn by keeping it by doing, you know, let me make them block here. Beam into vanish, right? Because as we all know, this is a true string in this game. Well, the vanish into the beam into vanish is true, right? But the heavy into beam is not true. That's something you have to be wary of. It's not too bad. Because even if they vanish here, right? It's it's still not a very good position for them anyway. Because now it's a giant RPS situation anyway. You backdash, mash, hit buttons, but I'm not gonna get super technical with it, just to kind of give you a general idea. In this game, since it's a team-based fighter, you could mash your assist. And actually, you know what? Let me activate some PTSD in people. Let's go back down memory lane. If you remember, the big bane of Vegito A was people would mash the assist, right? And it's a great assist to mash, right? This is team-based fighter. Mashing's a little bit different, right? In this game, sometimes you mash your assist defensively, you know. And the reason it was so strong is because look how far behind you he comes out, right? If you're mashing this assist, I'm mashing him, right? There's a singular gap, okay? One little gap. And I was able to call my assist, right? I'm mashing him. You can't punish him, right? But now, Vegeta can do the same thing. You used to be able to super dash, right? Vegito A. You can't do that with Vegeta because you're gonna get punished. It used to be an RPS of, you know, am I gonna super dash or not? But now it just doesn't exist, right? Right, it used to be an RPS, but now with how they buff this assist, it's... And the crazy part too that I forgot to add is he pops up behind you. Just like Vegito A used to do, right? There's not much most characters can do. Ugh. Yeah, dude, it's so broken. So like, this is the new I'm gonna mash you. Ugh, I can't even kick him. Nah, it's not gonna help. So yeah, you can secret hidden option is you can mash your assist in a team-based fighter when you're scared, as long as they're good enough, right? And they pop up behind you like they do, as you just saw. You know, Vegeta A is dead, but long live Vegeta A, right? And there's other assists you can do this too, right? You can do it with Krillin Rocks, you know, you can do it with Yamcha. Just think of assists as an extended move of the point character, right? Don't think of it as something independently. And I think that's it. We talked about how to beat mashing, right? Safe jumps, assist, stagger your pressure, right? Space yourself correctly. You know, if it's a reversal, you can try to avoid it, right? Jump over it, things like that. And then when you mash, when they have no resources, low on assists, right? When they have to reset their pressure. I think that's good. I think we pretty much covered all the hot topics. I mean, the last thing that I can note that can be of note here is auto combo, special to this game, and we have to talk about it because this is a Dragon Ball Mash Lego Pro video, and this is I think the only fighting game with auto combo mash to this extent. Yeah, mashing auto combo is actually a strategy here, especially in situations where your opponent is above you, right? Like, look how scary this is. He just turns around, right? He's just heat-seeking missile. So, it is not a bad decision to mash when your opponent is in the air if your character permits it, right? And of course, we also have Gogeta here, right? Another great character that can mash. Just to show. Especially his, because it is a frame 4 anti-air. Dog. That's crazy. I do have to show you how to beat this because this is very imperative to the game. There are a few options. So any key blast here will be any or most anti-air options, right? Because it's not considered a physical hit. This only beats physical hits, right? Granted, you could also call an assist, you know. And remember, assists are very potent here. Oh. Ugh. So, oh my god, goodbye Vegito. So, explore your options. They're out there. I've given you the basic guideline of what to do and how to do it. just explore a little, see what your characters can do about mashing, but again, the general guidelines have been shown to you. Start from there and explore, and again, this is just a general rule for most fighting games, right? Save jumps, stagger pressure, spacing traps, when to mash, low resources, their string is coming to an end, right? Well, thank you. And you're gonna learn how to mash like a pro after this, or your money back guaranteed.